Hello legends! In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started vibe coding with Claude Code, even if you're an absolute beginner. So just to give you a preview of what we'll be covering in this video, I'm going to show you how to download and install Claude Code Agent directly into an AI coding tool. Using this updated interface, you're going to be able to just have a plain text conversation with Claude, and he's going to be able to help you design your apps and automations. Now in this video, I actually have a conversation with the Claude Agent where I gave a very simple request saying that I want to design a website for my bakery, and then Claude on the right hand side built out this very comprehensive plan that had multiple stages and multiple code files that he was going to be using. So after I reviewed the plan, I actually gave Claude the go ahead, and Claude built out a 4-step to-do process to actually build out all these files for us. So it was a HTML file, CSS, JavaScript. So then we ended up with these 3 different files. Now, while we're in this AI coding tool, all we see is just a bunch of codes. So I also show you how to actually go from seeing this code to actually showing you how that code looks on a browser. So now we can actually preview the website that we've built. So this is not natively built into the AI coding tool. This is an extension that we had to download. But as you can see, it's very nice, it's interactive, and the website actually looks really cool from that very simple prompt that we gave. Now throughout the video, I actually go through the different stages of our AI coding process. And the final stage that I show you is actually how to take that website that Claude designed for us and actually publish it online. So then I show you another AI coding tool called Replit, which is one of my favorite AI coding tools. And this actually let us publish our website online. And you probably can't tell right now, but this is that published website. So this is literally accessible by anyone on the internet. So even though this process required us to use a couple of different tools together, I actually break things down super simply so that you can actually get started coding directly after watching this video. Okay, let's get back into it. I'm going to assume you've never vibe coded before, so I'm going to show you the 4 major tools you're going to need in order to start writing code directly after watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, I typically break down complex technical topics in really simple ways using visuals like this. So throughout this video, I'll just be referencing this very simple schematic just to show you how all these different tools fit together. Now, just a few days ago, Claude Sonnet 4.5 was released, and as part of this release, Anthropic actually introduced a native extension into AI coding tools. And this extension lets you very simply download and install Claude Code directly into your workspace. So for this video, we're going to be using Cursor AI as our coding tool. And as you can see, we've got a very simple user interface here for Claude Code, where we can just type in our prompts in plain English and then communicate with the Claude Code agent directly from within this panel. So to get us started, we're going to be downloading a couple of different tools. The first tool we'll be downloading is Cursor AI, which is our AI coding tool. You can just Google Cursor AI, or you can go to cursor.com. And this is that tool that we were just looking at. So you can go ahead and download this for your local machine. So Cursor is a paid tool, but you can just get started by using it for free. Next, we need to get something called Node.js. So I've got a comment over here which says this is the kitchen to run our code. So imagine you're a chef and you want to cook a recipe. You need to be inside a kitchen to cook that recipe. So whatever code we write with Cursor, in order for us to run it, we just need the Node kitchen. To get Node, you can just go across to Node.js in Google, or go across to nodejs.org. And once again, just download this for your machine. This is completely free, so as soon as you install this on your computer, everything's good to go. And finally, we're going to need an Anthropic account. Now, if you don't already know, Anthropic are the creators of Claude.ai, which is this Claude chat interface. But in order for us to use Claude Code, we're going to need to create an account in their backend platform. So you can just type in Anthropic console in Google, or go across to console.anthropic.com. So once you create an account over here, just scroll down to the very bottom and click on Settings. And then click on Billing over here, add some credit card information, and top up some balance into your account. This way you'll actually be able to use the Claude Code agent. So we'll actually need the account in order to set this agent up. So at this stage, you should have the Cursor AI coding tool installed and an account created. You should also have downloaded and installed Node.js, and then also create an account for Anthropic, and then just put some credit into your account. Okay, so our next step is to go across to Cursor AI and just open up a brand new project. Now once you open up your project, your cursor might look something like this. So I'm going to give you a quick crash course into all the different settings and controls over here. So on this top section over here, you've got these 3 different buttons. If you press this left toggle button, over here you open up a panel where when you're creating code, all that code is going to be stored over here. So if I wanted to, I can actually go and create a new file, and I can call this code.js. .js is the extension, which is just JavaScript. And now you can see I actually have my first file in my workspace, and then over here I can actually write the code for it. So I can just type different things. Now if we go to this next toggle over here, we can press this, and this opens up our terminal. So our terminal is used for a bunch of different things. One of those things is to run our scripts. So let's say, for example, Code.js was an automation script for me, which would go across to my Slack, pull in all the messages, and then summarize them. In order for me to run that automation, I would just write node and then code.js, and I would hit enter, and then whatever I had in my script would now be executed. I just want to note that you can see over here it says Node, and Node is a tool that we downloaded before. So using Node, we're actually able to execute JavaScript. Now, like I mentioned before, once you download and install Node on your computer, it actually works within Cursor as well, so you don't have to do anything else within Cursor to get Node working. Now, the final toggle I want to look at is this toggle over here. If I press this, this actually toggles our AI panel. So Cursor has an inbuilt AI agent where you can have a conversation with the agent. The agent can read all the files that you have available, it can make edits, it can create new files, and it can actually help you build your apps as well. Now for our video, we're not going to be using the native AI coding agent from Cursor, we'll actually be using Claude Code. So now in order for us to install Claude Code, you have to go to this little toggle over here. We'll just drop down and go across to extensions. Let me just bring this out. So like we saw earlier in this video, Anthropic actually released a native extension for Claude Code, and that's what we're able to find in this extensions marketplace. I've already got it installed for myself, but you can just type in Claude Code and it'll pop up for you as well. And then you can find it from this list. Just click on it. Let me toggle off the AI panel and then just click install. When you click install, you're going to be taken to a separate window. It's going to ask you to sign into your Anthropic account, and once you sign in, you'll be able to access the Claude Code agent. Now, one final extension I want us to download is called Live Server. So I've already got this installed as well, but you can just search this up using the search panel. And Live Server is a way that you can actually view the websites that you're building with Claude Code. So sometimes if you're actually coding within Cursor, all you can see is just the code everywhere, but you cannot actually see the visual of the website or the app that you're building. So you can install this, it's free to use. And then it gives you this little Go Live button on the corner. We're going to be using this Go Live button because we'll be building a website using Claude Code, and I'm going to show you how you can quickly inspect how the website looks. So after you've downloaded and installed and signed into Claude Code, and then downloaded and installed Live Server, we can now close this panel and go back to our files. Let's just drag this a little bit across. So now at this stage, if we want to access our Claude Code agent, we can just press this little button over here. And that's going to open up the Claude Code agent in this panel. Let me just close off this Live Server panel, and now we have maxed out our Claude Code agent panel. Okay, so at this stage, we've got our very familiar chat interface with Claude Code. In this top section, we can actually write our prompts and communicate with the Claude Code agent. The Claude Code agent will be able to read all the files over here and actually create new ones or even edit existing files. So over here, you can see all the different files that the agent will have visible to it. If I click on this file, it's going to make it invisible, which means the agent will not actually reference the code.js file when it's actually thinking and having a conversation with us. And if I click it again, it's going to now be able to be accessed by the agent. Then over here, I've got a couple of different settings. So if I leave it right now, it says ask before edits. This just means when I'm having a conversation with the Claude Code agent and it wants to make a change to a file or update a file or even create a brand new file, it's going to go ahead and ask me for permission. If you click this once, it's going to take you across to edit automatically, which just means you're giving full autonomy to the Claude Code agent to just edit those files for you. And if you click it one more time, you actually get into plan mode. So plan mode means that the Claude Code agent will not actually write code for you. This is where you will first actually plan out the app that you want to build, or if you've got a really big project and you want to figure out like a new feature add-on, you'll actually just spend some time in plan mode with the Claude Code agent until you figure out what changes you want to make, and then you can actually just switch it across to ask before edits or actually edit automatically, and the agent will actually write the code for you. And then all the way here on the opposite side, we have a couple of slash commands. So our first command is to start a new conversation. We have resume conversation or clear conversation. If we scroll down, we also have mention a file, which is similar to what we were saying over here. And then we have attach a file as well. Then you have select different model to use. By default, it's actually set to Claude Sonnet 4.5, but you can also use Opus 4.1. I'm just going to leave it on the default. And then you can also add MCP to Claude Code, and there's a couple of other different commands over here. For this video, I'm just going to be keeping things super simple, just to give you an overview of how all these things work and actually give you the access to the tools you'll need to get coding right after this video. So I'm going to flick this across to plan mode, and I'm going to say, I want to design a website for my bakery. Now let's see what we get from Claude Code. So let's go through what happened now. We have, I sent a simple prompt saying I want to design a website for my bakery. Claude Code went ahead and read the code.js file because we actually never made it invisible from the conversation window. As you know, code.js was completely empty, so there was nothing inside. So going down a little bit more, Claude's just saying that code.js was completely empty and that he's going to be creating a comprehensive plan for building a modern, attractive bakery website for us. So going back to this page, this is the plan that Claude created for us. Let's just have a read through. So here's our bakery website design plan. I'll create a complete responsive bakery website with the following structure. So we're going to have index.html as our main HTML structure, styles.css for the styling of all the different elements from our HTML page. script.js for different interactive menu toggles and different options for the website, and then an assets folder for including our images and our logos for the bakery. Okay, so that's actually really cool. So at this stage, I'm going to come back to Claude, and we have accept this plan, yes, and auto accept, yes, and manually approve edits, or no, keep planning. So I'm actually happy with that. So I'm just going to click on yes and auto accept. Okay, so it looks like Claude is already underway. We've approved the plan for the plan mode, and now we've got a checklist of 4 to-do items. The first checklist is the HTML page. All right, nice. So step 1 was done, create the HTML structure, and now Claude is already off to this CSS styling page. So if I just click on index.html, this is the HTML page that Claude wrote for us. So as you can see right now, it's actually just all a bunch of code, and we can't really see how this page looks. But thankfully, we installed the extension before to see the actual website preview on a local browser page. So this is, yeah, really cool stuff. Let's just go back to this window and see what we have next. So now we've done our step 2, which is the CSS. I'm just going to open this as well. And once again, it's just a bunch of code, so we can't really see anything here. But the CSS page is actually the styling page for the HTML. Typically, the HTML is just like the scaffolding of the web page you want to use, and a styles.css is just like the aesthetics and like the different kind of font sizes, different interactions, what happened on the actual page itself. So yeah, going through, it's just a bunch of code, and it's actually heaps. We've got like 2, 3, 4, 500 lines of CSS for our website. So that's very comprehensive. Okay, so it looks like Claude was done. We also have the script.js. Let's just quickly check this out. I'm going to click it open. So we have a bunch of different elements over here. We've got some mobile elements, smooth scrolling elements, and yeah, just going all the way through here. Let's see, 150 lines of script.js. So this is really cool, just letting Claude Code build this out autonomously. And now we have your bakery website is now complete. I've created a fully responsive modern website with all the different files that we need, and everything is done over here. So now in order for us to actually preview this website, we're just going to go across and click on this Go Live button. And now we have our website on a local browser page. So you can't see my URL right now, but when you look at yours, it's not going to say www. Some kind of URL domain. It's just going to have a bunch of numbers and dots. So this is just basically projecting whatever Claude Code has coded for us directly onto a browser, so that we can inspect what's actually going on with all that code that we have written. So it's called Sweet Delights. Welcome to Sweet Delights, freshly baked with love every day. About us. So we have a full story and really nice kind of like elements as we scroll through. I think things are like popping into existence. That's really, really nice. We didn't give it much context at all. So this is like what was created just off the bat. Realistically, if we wanted to, we could have spent some more time planning with Claude in the plan mode and just said like, hey, here's our actual bakery information. Here's the URL to our existing bakery page. We could have created a folder with a bunch of different assets and asked Claude to actually integrate that into the code. So this is just a very basic example of how to navigate and how to use Claude Code. But even with that example, we have a really nicely laid out website. So if you're really looking to create something for yourself, this is a really good starting point. Now at this stage, you can go to Claude and keep having a conversation, kind of like what you do with ChatGPT. And you can just say like, hey, here's my actual menu with the pricing. Can you please add this file somewhere to the website? Or I want to integrate some kind of booking system so people can book a cake and they can pick it up for like special events like birthdays. So you would just do that within this panel and just keep having that conversation. This just means that the actual browser, that this is going to be open the entire time. So as Claude makes changes to the code in real time, this will reflect that. So you could actually just watch this be redesigned as you're having a chat with Claude. Okay, so on a checkpoint and just cover off what we've completed so far. So we've done everything within this orange square, and we've basically just built out code locally on our own computer. Now, in order for us to actually deploy this live on some kind of on the internet, we have to use something like Replit. So I'm going to show you how to take this code, this website that you've built, and actually deploy it online. So if you do want to make a website for your own business or some kind of dashboard for clients, or even an automation that you want to run all the time, I'm going to show you how to do that on Replit. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can actually take the code from Cursor and then bring it across to Replit and then deploy it. The absolute easiest way is just to get these code files and then copy and then paste them across into Replit and then deploy them from Replit. So this is going to be a super non-technical way to actually do this transfer, but I think it's going to be the easiest way to show you, especially if you're just starting out with all these different tools. So to get to Replit, you can just type in Replit in Google or go to replit.com. Now Replit is also a paid tool. I think you can get started for free, but if you do actually want to host something on Replit, so it's published on the internet, you most likely have to get a paid account. And Replit also has an AI coding agent called Replit 3. It's actually pretty good. But for this video, the reason we used Cursor was because we could use Claude Code. So we cannot actually get Claude Code within Replit just yet. Now, in order for us to actually build out our website, I'm going to go across to Developer Frameworks. And then I'm going to choose Websites over here because we want to build our website. Now, when I open this up, we're going to see that we have a couple of different ways to build out websites, but I'm going to be using this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is the most common way to build websites. Now, if I go back to Claude Code, if I go back into the plan, and we just look at the different files that we've used the index.html, styles.css, and then script.js. So we have HTML, CSS, and JS. And back in Replit, that's the exact same things we see here: HTML, CSS, and JS. This is literally the most common framework you'll be using for websites. So once you click into it, click on Remix, and now this is going to give you a blank template of a website into your Replit account. So I'm just going to call this Bart's Bakery and hit Enter. And now Replit is just spooling up this new workspace for us. So at this stage, I want to start transferring all these files across into Replit. So I'm just going to click on this button over here, and we have some files already pre-configured. So we've got index.html, script.js, and style.css. A quick note here is that it says style.css, but Cursor actually gave us something that says styles. So I'm just going to edit this to have an S at the very end and hit Enter. And you can just see that that's over here as well, styles.css. So now one by one, I'm just going to open up this code. I'm going to click on Control A, Control C, and go into index.html. Let's just backspace this blank default code. And now I'm back in Cursor. I'm going to click on script.js. I'm going to copy this and go into script.js and then paste it into here. And I'm going to go into styles.css, Control A, copy it again, and now paste it into our styles. And now, just like in Cursor, how we had this little display section where we press this button and we can actually see a preview of the website on a browser, Replit actually has that built into the interface. So if we just click this little plus icon here, we can go down and click on Preview. And if we just click on Run, it's now going to get that code and turn it into the website. So as you can see, this is the exact same website that we had on our browser. So at this stage, you can go back to Cursor and use the Claude Code agent to actually revise and make changes to your website. Or you can do that within the native chat interface as well. So just like all these AI coding tools, if I come into here and I actually ask some questions into Replit Agent will be able to look at all these files and understand what we're working with, that we have a website, that this is how the website looks and how it functions, and we can make adjustments here as well. So if we want to change our logo, we just drop those files into here. If we want to make any edits, we can actually communicate with the agent as well. But the most important thing for us is to look at how do we actually publish this so it's accessible by anyone on the internet. So to do that, I just click the Publish button up on the top right corner, and I'm going to click on Publish. So Replit actually makes it very easy to publish your apps and automations. As you can see, that literally took like 10 seconds and our website was published. And now we have this custom URL. So this URL, by the way, you can either buy a domain directly through Replit, or if you have your own domain already, you can just do the DNS forwarding. So you would just complete that process using your domain name provider. So I'm going to click on this, and now I've actually got a live web page of my website. So yeah, once again, the URL is just whatever was deployed by Replit. You can't see mine here right now, but it's going to be ending in .replit.app. But you go through here, and this is the exact same thing that we just designed in Cursor using Claude Agent. And now at this stage, we've actually completed all the steps. So we actually went from Cursor to use Claude Code to build out our, in this case, it was a website, but it can build out apps and automations for you as well. We then previewed what the app looked like locally on our machine, and we were able to make edits if we wanted to on Cursor. Now my preference is to actually use Cursor to start coding and to build your coding projects. It's a lot faster and easier to actually code locally on your computer, and this is why developers actually use something like Cursor before going across something like Replit or a different hosting tool and actually hosting their code. And then as we saw, we just copied all the files across from Cursor, and then we just clicked deploy on Replit, and within 10 seconds, our website was now published online. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video. In case you don't already know, I've got a school community where I try and teach these complex technical topics in super simple ways. So if you do want to learn more from me, come down and join the community. Alright, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next one.